Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Finite and non-finite words we have to discuss. Actually, we have to relate it with phrases and clauses mentioned earlier. We have already discussed clauses and phrases. Clauses are the group of words that gives complete meaning. Why? Because it must have a subject and verb. And while in case of phrase, as it's not having a subject, it's not having a verb, so it does not give a complete meaning. Further, we also said a single clause can be considered as a single subject, when in case of phrase it cannot be considered as a single about the clause. So we said that it can be considered as a single sentence. So a single clause can be a single sentence because it gives a complete meaning, while in case of phrase, so it we cannot consider as a complete sentence or a single sentence. Why? Because it does not give a complete meaning. Okay ji, the difference can be made on a basis of finite and non-finite verbs, which we have to talk about if we have to learn clause and phrase. Okay ji, there are mainly two types of verbs in English: finite and non-finite. Finite verbs change their forms when there is a change in the number or person of the subject. Like subject and verb agreement, that's what we call. Meaning, in case of finite verbs, it changes its form, right, according to the subject. If we look at the number or person, so there must be change in that of the subject, like the number and the person of the subject, right? Okay, so we do change the verb according to the subject, and that's what we call, those verbs we call finite verbs, which changes according to the subject. And for again, we have described subject on a basis of the number and person. Finite will also have different forms and different tenses. Why? Because if we change it according to the subject. Now in case of non-finite verbs, so we do not change the form, it remains same. Like example, and in that we particularly include infinitives. We call it two infinitives, meaning the infinitives are the base form of the verb. Like we do not change the form, the base form, right? And we do use it with two infinitive. That is the preposition, right? Okay, so we use the base form of verb. When we use the base form of verb with to a preposition, so we call it two infinitives, right? Gerunds structurally they are same like verb, like present participle. Sorry, not verb, but in verb present participle I'm talking about. It's structurally same like verb, but we use it functions as noun, and that's what we call gerund. Like cycling is fun. Cycling, if you just see, we are having ing in it. It's present participle, right? But we have used as a noun, right? It functions as a noun. And then participles, of course, present and past. Like so, present always with ing and past with ed. So in case of non-infinitive, we do not change the form. Right. Okay, G. So then examples of clauses and phrases are given. She was waiting. That is a clause in the room, and in phrase before he came in. Right. Again, we are having two clauses and a phrase in it. Does your brother know my brother? Does your brother know my brother? So it is in a question form, and we are having clause in it, right? Okay, G. The night before he had to leave, they sat on the small sofa in the living room and looked at old family photos. Aren't you a bit late? So these are the examples, particularly though we cannot we cannot differentiate a clause and phrase over here, but the one which has been highlighted, it actually need to indicate the finite and non-finite verbs, right? Not but the one which we mentioned earlier are the examples of finite verbs. Now the non-finite verbs, they don't show tense, person or number. Typically they are in infinitive form with or without to. Okay, G. Now finally we have come towards phrase and clause. A phrase, therefore, is a group of words which has no non-finite verb in it, and to complete the sentence for making it meaningful, right? Okay, like the phrase usually have non-finite verbs. A phrase is a small group of words that form a meaningful unit within a clause. Okay, G. Right. In linguistic analysis, a phrase is a group of words or possibly a single word that function as a constituent in a syntax of a sentence. What do we call syntax? That like the collective, the word which we collected, and that words would have different functions. In the sentence, it can be used as a noun, it can be used as a verb, like one of the word would have been used as a noun, another one would have been used as a verb. So that's what we call syntax. Okay, G. Then okay, yeah, a single unit within a grammatical hierarchy. G. Types of phrases. Noun phrase. A noun phrase is usually assembled centering a single noun and work as a subject, an object, or a complement in a sentence. So, like noun phrase, we use as a it work as a subject, an object, and complement. But let me simplify it. Actually, we use it as a noun, but instead of a single word, we will be having group of words. I like to swing the bat. Okay, G. To swing the bat, so we are having a verb sorry, we are having phrase in which you can see to swing to infinitive has been used. I like to swing the bat. The bat is, and of course it is of course object, right? So like this what we can call as noun phrase. Okay, let me complete the sentence. I like to swing the bat hard when I'm at the crease. So there, of course, as we mentioned earlier, like the noun phrase, it works as a subject, an object, or complement. So it has been differentiated on the basis of these terms. Like over here, to swing the bat. Like it indicates the object, and noun phrase has been used or like it has worked as an object. Reading novels is a good habit, subject. Okay, right, like it has worked. Reading novels, it has been used, noun phrase has been used over here as a subject. The probability of happening that match is not much, again a subject. We are sorry for her departure. Okay, well, it's not clearly mentioned. Okay, sorry, but like these examples are more than enough, and inshallah, we will discuss other types later on. Thank you.